So you want to learn structures. Well, let's just see if I can show you. To get the very basics down, you're going to need the hammer. And to explain how to see structural integrity, I'm going to set up a small demonstration. As you can see, it's important to note the structural complexity of this example. You'll want to note that the strength of the structure is based on a color degradation system, or CDS for short. I'm just joking, we're definitely not using acronyms here. So when the structure is 100% grounded, the color will be blue and progressively go down as shown left to right, the further away from the ground support. I'll throw up a little color swatch to help explain whatever I just said, with a nice picture. It's important to note that anything placed or attached on the bright red tomato wood will break the further out it's placed. Walls and supports act the same and hold the same values, so on smaller homes you technically don't really need any supports. To start making a house, however, I'd suggest living near the ocean because you're going to be doing a lot of traveling by boat. You're going to have to put a crafting table near your house to be allowed to build in the proximity indicated by the dotted lines. Next, you want to understand the hoe tool to create a nice flat surface for your structure. And in most games, people would just call this a shovel. You'll want to right-click the hoe when it's equipped, and then select Level Ground. From there, you'll need to know that wherever you stand will raise the ground you're pointing at, and attempt to make it equal to the height of wherever you're standing. If you're noticing the ground isn't going lower in a spot, you'll probably need a pickaxe to mine it down, then flatten it with the hoe. And if you're noticing the ground isn't going higher, you'll need to utilize the ground buildup tool in the hoe. Now that you've got that out of the way, you can select the hammer again and place some wooden floors. In this video I'll only explain wooden structures since explaining stone and iron wooden supports would take too much time. The game's designed around having rooms to be one wall high, but in my opinion it's really annoying, so I suggest making your floors too high. Rule of thumb is a house with one wall-high rooms can have 4 floors before breaking, and a house with 2 wall-high rooms can have 2 floors before breaking. But if you're just starting out, I definitely stick with 1 floor. Also, you see wood doors? Completely forget they exist. Instead, just use a wood gate. So after all this time explaining, you'll probably gaze off and see the majestic sun setting somewhere in that direction, or whatever. All that should mean to you is that you need a bed. Which is when you'll find the most important statement in the game. Bed needs roof. Your bed has the inability to function as a bed when there's no roof. So we must submit to the mighty bed and make a roof. It's important to note that rain will gradually degrade the HP of almost every building structure gradually, but will not completely destroy it to our knowledge. And HP does not affect the structural integrity of this structure. It's to my knowledge you don't have to close off the sides of a roof for your bed to work, but it looks nicer, so just do it. Supports on this size of a roof aren't necessary, but will certainly help the roof as long as they're mounted to a wall or other support. Type of roof and angle are just preferences. When you're done, you'll go to sleep and find out that the bed overlord now requires a fire.
Oh, hi!
Anyways, you want to place a fire. It's best to keep it just outside of your bed area. Then just place a small torch, go to bed, and everything's okay. And there you have it, a basic explanation of structures. I hope it helped. If not, I'm glad I wasted your time.